Dear ladies and gentlemen, there comes a time in life when the best thing you can do is exit the room, not slam the door, but quietly close it and walk into your purpose. We live in a world where constant presence is mistaken for power. But sometimes, it's not what you keep showing up for that speaks the loudest, it's what you walk away from. Sometimes your absence preaches a louder sermon than your presence ever could. Because when you step back, you make space. You make space for your value to echo, your absence to be noticed, and your worth to be reevaluated. You don't have to be everywhere to be significant. You don't have to force your way into people's attention. Let them feel the void you leave behind. Let them miss your wisdom. Let them miss your peace. Let them miss your energy. Stop trying to prove you're valuable. Just be valuable and let time, space, and silence do what constant explaining never could. Some of you have been overextending, over-explaining, over-giving, but today I want to tell you it's time to reclaim your mystery. Don't be afraid to pull back. Don't be scared to pause the access. Don't apologize for giving people a chance to realize what they had after you're no longer giving it away so freely. Let them miss you not to be spiteful, but to be faithful to the person you're becoming. Let them miss you because your peace is too valuable to be parked in places where it's not honored. Let them miss you, and in your quietness, may they finally hear what your presence was trying to say all along. 10 key points from the speech. Presence is not always power. Absence can speak louder. Stepping back allows people to reassess your value. You don't need to constantly prove your worth. Let your peace and energy be missed, not wasted. Withdrawing can be an act of self-respect, not rejection. You're not abandoning them, you're honoring you. Time and silence can clarify more than repeated words. Reclaim your mystery. You're not for constant access. Your worth isn't in your availability, but in your identity. Letting people miss you gives them a chance to grow too. Would you like a version tailored for a church audience, youth group, or leadership seminar? Absolutely. Here's an *** expanded version of key point 1 ** in a large, flowing, motivational style, inspired by the tone and rhythm of Steven Furtick's preaching, without a subtitle or conclusion. We have been conditioned to believe that being present at all times is the only way to remain relevant, that if we're not showing up, posting, calling, texting, attending, responding, somehow we'll be forgotten. That silence means weakness. That absence means we've lost our seat at the table. But what if I told you the opposite might be true? Sometimes your presence becomes so common that people stop recognizing the weight you carry. They get so used to your light, they start expecting it without ever thanking the source. You keep pouring and they keep sipping, but no one asks if your cup is full. You keep showing up faithfully, consistently, and the very consistency that was meant to be a gift begins to be taken for granted. That's the danger of constant presence. It can become background noise. It can become assumed, expected, *unappreciated. Because when you're always there, people stop looking for you. They stop listening carefully. They stop treating what you bring as sacred. And before long, they mistake access for entitlement. They stop valuing your presence because they've never had to feel your absence. And this is where the shift has to happen. This is where you realize that power isn't always in showing up. Sometimes it's in stepping back. Sometimes your greatest influence is not in your words, but in your withholding in the silence, in the space you leave when you walk away. That's when people start to reflect. That's when people begin to feel the weight of your value. You are not called to be everywhere all the time. That's God's job, not yours. You don't have to burn yourself out to prove your worth. You don't need to be endlessly available to be meaningful. And if people only value you when you're constantly in their face, then maybe they haven't truly seen you for who you are. True presence doesn't beg to be noticed. It doesn't have to perform. It doesn't need to fight for attention. It knows that its value is not diminished by distance, that its voice still echoes in the room long after it leaves. When you learn that your presence holds weight, you stop giving it away so easily. So when you choose to step back, when you choose to asterisk, let them miss you asterisk, you're not disappearing. You're reminding. You're reminding them of what they've grown numb to. You're reminding them that access to you is not a right, it's a privilege. You're reminding them that your presence is a gift, not a guarantee. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is to let them feel the loss of you, because it's in that loss that they finally begin to see your value. And it's in that space that your presence, even in its absence, becomes louder than ever. Let me know if you want to expand other points or use this in a specific setting like a sermon, motivational event, or workshop. Certainly here's an expanded, large-length version of asterisk asterisk, key point 2 asterisk asterisk. Asterisk asterisk, stepping back allows people to reassess your value. Asterisk asterisk presented in a flowing, motivational, and spiritually grounded style without a subtitle or conclusion. There's something powerful that happens when you step back, when you stop overreaching, over-explaining, overstaying, when you no longer force your presence into spaces that no longer honor it. That decision, as simple as it may seem, creates a divine opportunity not just for asterisk you asterisk to breathe, but for asterisk them asterisk to think. Because as long as you're always there, always giving, always showing up, people can easily fall into the illusion that your presence is permanent, that your love, your time, your loyalty, your wisdom, it's just a given. Something they can tap into without effort. But the moment you pull back, even gently, even silently, the atmosphere shifts. Suddenly there's space to remember, space to evaluate. Space to ask the questions that should have been asked long ago. Asterisk asterisk, have I been valuing what they've been bringing into my life? Asterisk 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 asterisk, did I listen when they spoke, or did I just hear words? Asterisk 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 asterisk, did I treasure their presence or just treat it like wallpaper on the walls of my routine? Asterisk asterisk, you see. Stepping back is not about revenge, it's not about being petty, it's about letting reality sink in, because sometimes your presence is like oxygen, invisible but essential. People breathe you in without realizing it. But the moment you pull back, the moment the air shifts, they begin to feel what they've taken for granted. That breathlessness, that pause in rhythm, that's the weight of your value finally being felt. When you step back, you create room for people to notice the details they missed before. The way your presence carried peace, the way your voice calmed storms, the way your loyalty stood firm when others walked away, the way your love didn't ask for payment, just acknowledgement. And now that you're no longer front and center, those qualities come into focus like never before. Distance brings perspective, space brings clarity, and silence often reveals what noise kept hidden. Some people will only learn your worth when they lose the comfort of your consistency. Not because they're evil, not because they're ungrateful, but because sometimes it takes absence to reveal essence. What they couldn't recognize while you were near becomes unavoidable once you're not. You stepping back might be the very thing that wakes someone up to how deeply you mattered. It might be the catalyst for maturity in someone who has only known how to consume love, not reciprocate it. And maybe, just maybe, your withdrawal becomes their wake-up call, not because you wanted them to hurt, but because you wanted them to grow. But here's the real beauty: when you step back, asterisk you asterisk get to reassess your value too. You start to realize who only clapped when you performed, who only reached out when they needed something, who only said I miss you when your silence became inconvenient for them. And you begin to recognize who truly asterisk sees you asterisk, and who just asterisk uses you asterisk. Let them take inventory, let them reflect. Let them realize that what you offered wasn't ordinary, because the ones who see your value when you're gone are often the ones who didn't speak up enough while you were present. And the best part, you don't have to force any of it. You don't need to scream or post dramatic exits or make declarations. Just asterisk step back asterisk, quietly, gracefully, intentionally, and watch what happens when people are left alone with the echo of everything you used to give. Let that echo speak for you. Let that silence preach. Let that space convict. Because when you step back, you're not quitting, you're letting the value speak for itself. And in the end, that silent sermon might be louder than anything you could ever say out loud. Would you like the next key point expanded as well? Of course, here is a *** long form expansion of key point 3 ***. You don't need to constantly prove your worth. *** written in a bold, heartfelt, motivational voice with deep emotional rhythm, without any subtitle or conclusion. There is something exhausting about constantly feeling like you have to explain who you are to people who should already know. Like you have to prove why you matter, why you belong, why you deserve to be seen, heard, loved, or respected. Some of us have been living on a treadmill of validation, running and running, trying to win applause from people who never had the capacity to appreciate us in the first place. And it's wearing us out. Emotionally, mentally, spiritually, because it's not just the running that's tiring, it's the emptiness at the end of every lap. You give, you serve, you sacrifice, and yet you still feel unseen, still unheard, still overlooked. But let me say this to you with all the love and authority I can put in words. ***, you don't need to keep performing for love. ***. You don't have to spend your whole life auditioning for a role that * you already have. You are not required to prove your worth to people who are blind to it, because their blindness doesn't change your brilliance. You are not a resume. You are not a checklist. You are not a highlight reel waiting for approval. You are not valuable because of what you do. You are valuable because of * who you are *. And if someone can only see your worth when you work for it, then they don't truly see * you *. They see what you can do for * them *. There's a difference between giving your best and proving your worth. Giving your best comes from a place of wholeness. Proving your worth comes from a place of fear. And when you live in fear of being forgotten, replaced, or underestimated, you will start compromising your peace just to stay visible. But visibility is not the same as value. The world may overlook you. People may bypass you. Friends may forget you. But your value is not up for debate, and it does not fluctuate with other people's opinions. You were valuable before they saw you. You'll still be valuable if they stop seeing you. Your worth was established by God, not awarded by people. It's time to stop fighting battles that don't need to be fought. Stop writing essays to justify your boundaries. Stop explaining your calling to those who don't carry the capacity to understand it. You're not too much, you're just mismeasured by people who have only known fragments. You are not difficult, you are deeply built. And deep things often get misjudged by shallow eyes. And here's what's even more freeing. When you stop trying to prove your worth, you stop chasing people who only love you when you're useful. You stop watering dead soil. You stop trying to convince rooms to let you in when God is calling you to build your own. You begin to realize that the approval you thought you needed was never worth the anxiety it cost you. There will always be someone who doesn't understand your heart, who downplays your voice, who misinterprets your intentions, and that's okay. Let them talk, let them guess, let them form opinions from a distance. You don't owe anyone an explanation for being who God created you to be. You are not made to beg for respect that should be instinctive. You are not created to convince people to love you the right way. You don't need to shout your worth from rooftops, because when you walk in quiet confidence, * your fruit will do the talking *, the peace you carry, the excellence you bring, the light you shine, those things testify louder than words ever could. So let go of the need to be constantly understood, constantly liked, constantly applauded. Let go of the need to prove. Let your presence speak, let your boundaries speak, let your peace speak. You don't need to do backflips to be believed. Just stand and that will be enough. They may never clap, they may never thank you. They may never admit that they underestimated you, but your worth is not waiting on their recognition. It was established before the foundation of the world, and it remains unshaken, no matter who acknowledges it or not. You don't have to prove it, you just have to * know it *, and once you know it, you walk different, You speak different, you love different, not because you're arrogant, but because you're finally free. Ready for key point 4, or want to customize this for a specific audience? Absolutely. Here is a *** long form expansion of key point 4 ***. Let your peace and energy be missed, not wasted. *** delivered in a strong, emotional, spirit-stirring tone, as requested, without any subtitle or conclusion. There is a special kind of strength in protecting your peace. A sacred strength, a holy kind of discipline that says, what I carry is too precious to keep pouring into places that only know how to drain me. And that, right there, is where many of us miss it, because we've been taught to keep giving even when it's hurting. Keep showing up even when it's breaking us. Keep smiling even when we're dying inside. But let me speak this over you with clarity. Your peace is not disposable. Your energy is not endless. You are not a machine made to serve people who refuse to recharge you. You are not required to spend your soul just to maintain someone else's comfort. There comes a moment in your growth where you must decide, ***, am I giving out of love, or am I bleeding for people who never planned to stop the bleeding? ***, some of you have been giving your light to people who are only using it to find the exit once they've taken what they needed. You've been handing out your time, your prayers, your encouragement, and in return, you receive silence, manipulation, or entitlement. Not even a thank you, not even an ounce of appreciation, and yet you keep showing up, hoping that maybe this time they'll notice the cost of your consistency. But you were never meant to stay in spaces that only tolerate you. You were meant to invest your energy in places that treasure you. Your peace is not a free-for-all, it's a gift. Your presence brings comfort. Your voice brings direction. Your spirit carries healing. When you walk into a room, you shift the temperature, and that's not something you give away casually. That's not something you let people misuse. Let them miss it. Let them miss the peace you brought when they were chaotic. Let them miss the calm you provided when they were in crisis. Let them miss the way your words lifted their head, the way your silence gave them safety, the way your strength held things together when everything else was falling apart. You're not walking away to punish them, you're stepping back to preserve you. Because if they can't see the weight of what you bring when you're near, maybe they need to feel the emptiness when you're not. You are not abandoning them, you are honoring yourself. And that's not selfish. That's stewardship. Because God never asked you to sacrifice your peace on the altar of someone else's dysfunction. He never called you to exhaust your energy trying to keep people happy who have no intention of being whole. There is a difference between being available and being accessible. Not everyone deserves access to your peace. Not everyone qualifies for the level of care you offer. And when you give sacred things to careless people, don't be surprised when they treat it like common ground. Let them feel it, not out of bitterness, but out of clarity. Let them feel the absence of your covering, your encouragement, your loyalty, your prayers. Sometimes it takes the silence of your exit for people to finally hear the sound of your impact. Let the void speak, let the quiet convict, let the emptiness echo, because when peace walks out, confusion walks in. When real energy steps away, everything fake gets exposed. And when what's sacred is no longer freely available, people are forced to reckon with the fact that it was never ordinary. You don't have to yell. You don't have to make a scene. You don't have to slam doors. Just go, withdraw with grace, preserve your power, protect your oil. Don't keep wasting what was meant to be missed. You are not difficult, you are discerning. You are not dramatic, you are done. And being done doesn't mean you don't care, it just means you care enough about yourself to stop bleeding for people who call it love. So let them miss you. Let them miss the peace you carried like a shield. Let them miss the warmth you brought into cold places. Let them miss the joy that danced through your spirit. Because if they only realize your value when your light is gone, then maybe you were shining too brightly in a room that never bothered to look up.